By the end of this video, I want you to have a clear understanding of how you can get out of back pain at home with just a cushion and a chair. At no point are you allowed to push through any pain during this process. Here are the three what I would call primary exercises: seated back extensions, ATG split squats, and QL raises. And then you have 6 optional mobility exercises, which I would recommend doing, but if you were just to do the first 3, you'd definitely make amazing gains. The 6 extra mobility exercises are elephant walk, couch stretch, wall pancake, pigeon pose, and then 2 floor postures, which are the Caesar and the big toe stretch, or the cow. If you want it in a program format, I'd do it like this. I'd recommend doing this 1 to 3 times a week, but if you want to add in more optional mobility, by all means do. All the exercises I've talked about, I have demo videos on my YouTube channel, and if you want the program I talked about, it will be in the description below. I highly recommend you track your consistency on this program with tallies or however you can. The last point I want to make is, if you're in pain after doing the exercises 1 or 2 days later, it means you've pushed too hard, so you have to take it easier. You now have all the information you need to start taking action to getting your back out of pain. If you want to stick around for me explaining the why behind what I call the primary 3 back exercises, please do. So starting with the ATG split squat, the benefits of the ATG split squat for the back mainly start with the back leg. So when we're in the bottom position, we stimulate the psoas, and the psoas attaches into the spine. So stimulating the psoas will help stimulate blood and nutrients into the spine. Another reason is that when we're sitting, the psoas and all the muscles involved in sitting are in a shortened position. So just like when you have a limb in a cast, your psoas and your hip flexors will be doing the same thing. They'll be getting shortened in that position. So the ATG split squat helps re-lengthen that muscle tissue. Seated back extensions or seated good mornings. So when we talk about back problems, generally you think about the spine, a skeleton, an MRI, but we don't really think about the muscles that run along the back. So this is like seated good morning or seated back extension is a great way to get stimulation to these back muscles and get nutrients and blood flow so the back can actually heal. And then for the QL, similarly to the ATG split squat, the QL attaches into the spine from the T12 to the L4. So we can get stimulation to the spine by using a range of motion that doesn't hurt us. Another great reason for training the QL is if you've been sitting, leaning to one side, like writing, doing unilateral sports, like for me, skating or surfing, you end up building quite an imbalance in between sides. So that will pull in different ways on your spine, putting unnecessary stress there. And you'll likely have one side a lot tighter than the other. Okay, so those are the back exercises. Be patient with them, be consistent with them. Let me know if you've got any questions.